Hello my friends! In this video we're going to be doing an Anthropologie versus Hobby Lobby dupe video, or as I like to call them, inspirational video. Now these are the three items we're going to be using from Anthropologie as our inspiration, and I think they are quite lovely. And most of the supplies did come from Hobby Lobby, but one of them came from the Dollar Tree. And dare I go out on a limb and say one of the items turned out so spot on, you might not even be able to tell it isn't the original. So let's go ahead and get started. Now for this DIY project, we're going to be using this inspiration piece right here from Anthropologie. And I found this actually at the Dollar Tree, but you can find them at Hobby Lobby as well. My Hobby Lobby was just out, so I remembered they had them at the Dollar Tree. So we're going to be using this box. Now this box has a mirror in the bottom, but I didn't want to mess it up, so I covered it with some painter's tape and then just trim the edges so we can do the project. And you'll also need some fabric. Now in the inspiration piece they have the tinier print fabric, and I think that's what makes it stand out from, you know, just a regular box. And I purchased this fabric at Hobby Lobby, and it's just a, what do they call them, a fat quarter. And I think it's so pretty. I love how it looks. I love the floral prints, and it matches perfectly my decor. So we're gonna take that off. And then what we want to do, you'll see in the inspiration piece that the fabric is on the inside of the box. So we have to get our, now you could do this one of two ways, I suppose. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it, but I think you can do it one of two ways. You can cut the fabric down to fit inside here, or you can cut it as close as you can get it and then Mod Podge it inside there. And then once it's dried, you can come in with a really sharp X-Acto knife and just trim it up. Now, I'm not sure which way I want to do it. I think I'm going to try that way, the getting it as close as I can and then trimming it down, because I think that's going to give you that nice clean edge that you're looking for in the finished product. So let's go ahead and try that. And to trace it, I think what I'll do is I'm going to lay my fabric out here, and then I'm just going to trace out, well actually I could just put it in the corner there like that and then just trace it. And then I'm going to cut it out with some very sharp fabric scissors. So then we have to cut out all of our sides. Now I'm going to leave the bottom a mirror like it is, but then we're going to need 4 pieces this size, like the sides. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now we have our pieces cut out. Now to glue them to the inside. Now I'm wondering if I should do the sides first and then the top. I'm thinking so. So let's try the sides. We'll try the back first, just to be cautious and see how this goes. So let me see if I can turn it for you so we can do the back side. And we want the print side to be out, facing outward. So we're just going to put the Mod Podge in there, and then we're going to glue it down to our surface. So I'm a little nervous about this, but let's see. Okay, so now let's stick it in there. We're just going to start and stick it down. I probably cut mine a little bit too big actually, but that's okay. We're going to just stick it down the best we can. Press it in there. Get it up to the edge. Make sure it's flat, nice and flat there. And then what I think will be the best option is to then come in and Mod Podge the back side. So let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, look, it's looking so pretty already. So let's go ahead and Mod Podge the back side, and then we'll continue on. And we kind of want the Mod Podge to soak through the fabric, so use a lot of it. Okay, and the one thing that I'm going to share with you is I'm going to do the top now, but I wanted to let you know that when you're doing the sides, you see how that one's kind of lapping over a little bit? There's two of them that are lapping over, so you're gonna have to let those dry and then trim them perfectly, and then you can do the other two sides. But anyways, while those two are drying, because you can't really cut them till they're dry, and kind of crunchy, I call it, but then you can get like the perfect little cut. We're gonna do the lid, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so then we got that. So now we're gonna take our piece of fabric and we're just gonna put it down, straight edges out. And we want two of the sides to be straight, like that. See how these match up perfectly? This side and this side match up perfectly with that gold trim. And then we're just going to press out from there. And then this will be our trimmed piece that we trim out. So, and then once we're finished trimming our fabric, we have this cute little trinket box that can be customized to your style or for a gift. I think it would be a beautiful gift. A few tips I would give you is to make sure that you let the Mod Podge fabric dry completely before you trim it with your X-Acto knife, because that way it'll make it a lot cleaner and a lot quicker process to trim. Also, I did mine with this X-Acto knife, but I think it would go a lot smoother and easier with a, they call it a fingertip grip detail knife, and it just fits right on your finger and you just cut whatever you want. So I'm definitely getting one. Anyway, I think it turned out so cute, and I hope it inspires you guys to make one too. And the savings is super tremendous. Hey my craft friends, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. So let's move on to project number 2. For this, we're going to be duplicating or getting close to this item right here from Anthropologie. I got this little dog, little Labrador, and I got this bear, and I think they are so cute. And what we're going to do is we're going to start out by removing their tags and then painting them with this black ultra matte spray paint. So let's go ahead and get that done. Then we added some antique gold rub and buff to give them that metal finish. Next, we need to add our photo holders into the backs of our animals. And to do that, I'm just going to be using some of this wire, and I just spiraled it at the end, and I also added some of the antique gold rub and buff to them as well, so they match the pieces. And then we're just going to drill holes in the backs of the animals to insert our photo holder. And then the little doggy, oh, hang on little doggy. I'm sorry. Gotta drill your back. This feels so wrong. Oh, okay. All right. So now, then we're just going to insert our holders into the hole. And you can make your pictures face whichever way you want. You can make them face like that, holding the picture, or like this by the side like I'm going to do. And then once they've dried, the wires have dried, we're left with these cute little photo holders. Look at how cute those are, and they're very sturdy. I was kind of shocked because I was thinking, oh, the dog is not going to be sturdy, but it is. It's holding up the picture perfectly fine. I think they turned out great. I hope you guys make some because they were so much fun. And now we're moving on to project number 3. All right, for this Anthropologie dupe, we're going to be duplicating this basket right here, and I'm going to be making mine for my bathroom. So I'm making a little bit smaller basket and a taller basket, but you can do any kind of basket you like. And you'll need your trim. Now, I couldn't find any trim that I liked. So what I did is I bought this table runner, and it's a burlap table runner, and I bought it at Hobby Lobby. So both these things came from Hobby Lobby, and we're going to be using this as the trim. So let's go ahead and just cut this. Cut out. So now we want to figure out how far we want it to come down our basket. So I think I want mine to come down and kind of hide the handles, because I was thinking about removing the handles because they kind of got this one a little sloppy on this side. But I think what I'll do is I'll just trim that up, and I want the trim to kind of hide the handles. So we need it to be, and I want it to come right up to the edge of my baskets, because we're going to make a little fold, make like a little hem. So I'm thinking probably 4 inches will be good. So, okay, so we have our piece cut out here. And we're just going to take and iron our burlap down. And we're just going to glue our trim around our basket. Now, what you could do too is, if you wanted to, you could add little pleats in there. You know, let's do that. Let's try and make some ruffles. Okay, so now we have our ruffles made, which I think they look pretty cute. What do you guys think? All right, so now we have our trim on, and I just put a little ruffle detail in it, and I also put some of this like raffia, braided raffia seagrass around it, but I think it's a little too raffia looking. A little too bright for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this stain, and we'll see how this goes, but I think I'm going to just stain the rim or the seagrass here to make it blend in a little bit better. And then I think adding that stain to the seagrass was the perfect solution. I mean, now it blends in with our basket, so it looks like it has always been there. I love how this turned out, and I'm not going to be using mine for anything super fancy. I'm just going to be using mine to hold my toilet paper, so nothing too fancy, but I think it's cute nonetheless, and it's perfect to hold the toilet paper. Or you could do it like this, just put it in like normal, but that's what I'm going to use mine for in my bathroom. All right, my crafty friends, what did you think of these 3 Anthropologie-inspired DIY projects? Did you notice the one that looks so spot on you might not be able to tell it's the original? If so, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so, because we'd love to have you here. Well, until next time, make sure and keep it crafty.